Life is a series of choices, each one guiding us down a unique path. The philosophy of Stoicism, championed by figures like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, offers valuable insights into making decisions that can profoundly shape our lives. In this article, we will explore 10 decisions inspired by Stoic principles that have the power to transform your journey. These decisions are not just fleeting moments, but deliberate choices that align with the core principles of Stoicism, leading to a life of wisdom, resilience, and purpose. Let's embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment as we uncover the 10 decisions that can truly change your life through the lens of Stoicism. If you value what we're doing here, I kindly ask for a simple favor: hit the subscribe button and don't skip any part of this video. So, let's embark on this journey together, embracing the wisdom of the Stoics and transforming our lives for the better. The first decision: say yes to what truly matters. Every time we say yes to something, we are making a conscious choice to invest our time and energy. This means that each yes implicitly comes with a no to something else. As Seneca wisely noted, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. This insight challenges us to be more selective and intentional with our commitments. How often do we find ourselves saying yes out of habit, obligation, or fear of missing out, only to realize later that those choices did not add value to our lives? To say yes to what matters, we need to pause and reflect on our priorities. Ask yourself, is this really important? Will it matter in a year, 5 years, or 10 years? This kind of questioning helps us filter out the noise and focus on what truly aligns with our values and long-term goals. For instance, consider the difference between spending time with loved ones versus getting caught up in trivial social media debates. One choice nurtures our relationships and well-being, while the other often leads to unnecessary stress and distraction. Saying yes to what matters is not just about grand gestures or major life decisions, but also about the small, everyday choices that collectively shape our lives. Imagine starting your day with a few moments of gratitude, acknowledging the gift of life itself. As Marcus Aurelius suggested, this simple practice can set a positive tone for the day and remind us to appreciate the little things that often go unnoticed. Stoicism teaches us to cherish life and live with purpose. This means recognizing that every moment is a gift and should be used wisely. Every day presents countless opportunities to practice this principle, whether it's dedicating time to a meaningful project, engaging in deep conversations, or simply enjoying a quiet moment of reflection. These are the choices that enrich our lives and bring us closer to our true selves. It is also essential to remember that saying yes to what matters often requires saying no to what doesn't. This can be challenging, especially when it involves letting go of habits, commitments, or even relationships that no longer serve us. However, by doing so, we free up space and energy for what truly resonates with our core values. As the Stoics would advise, this is the essence of Stoic decisions: living consciously and making choices that bring us closer to a fulfilling life, aligned with our highest principles. This process is not about deprivation, but about making room for abundance in the areas that truly matter. Number 2, be disciplined. Discipline begins with the recognition that every day presents us with countless choices. Some are mundane, like deciding what to have for breakfast, while others are more significant, such as choosing how to respond to a challenging situation. Regardless of the scale, each choice is an opportunity to practice discipline. It's about consistently making decisions that align with our values and long-term goals, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Consider the daily habits that shape our lives. Stoicism teaches us the importance of routines and practices that foster a disciplined mind. For example, starting the day with a moment of reflection or meditation can set a focused and intentional tone. This practice, which Marcus Aurelius himself engaged in, helps to center our thoughts and prepare us for the challenges ahead. It is in these quiet moments of introspection that we build the mental resilience needed to face the day's adversities. Seneca emphasized the power of thoughts in shaping our lives, stating, "We become what we think about." This highlights the importance of disciplined thinking. By training our minds to focus on what is within our control and releasing what is not, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and strength. Mental discipline is not about suppressing emotions, but about managing them in a way that serves our highest good. Physical discipline is equally essential. The Stoics believe that taking care of our bodies is a form of respect for ourselves and the life we have been given. Regular exercise, mindful eating, and adequate rest are not merely about maintaining health, but about building resilience. When our bodies are strong and well-nourished, our minds are better equipped to handle stress and adversity. This holistic approach to discipline ensures that we are prepared to meet life's challenges with vitality and clarity. Discipline also involves the courage to say no to distractions and temptations that pull us away from our goals. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get sidetracked by social media, endless entertainment options, or even the allure of procrastination. Stoicism teaches us the value of staying true to our path. It's about prioritizing what is truly important and being willing to forego immediate gratification for long-term fulfillment. This might mean setting boundaries, creating a structured schedule, or simply being mindful of how we spend our time. It's crucial to remember that discipline is a practice, not a destination. There will be days when we falter, when motivation wanes, or when we give in to distractions. The key is to approach these moments with self-compassion and a commitment to get back on track. Stoicism encourages us to view each day as a new beginning, an opportunity to start fresh with renewed focus and determination. As Seneca wisely noted, begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Incorporating discipline into our lives transforms how we approach both the mundane and the extraordinary. It empowers us to live with intention, to make choices that reflect our values, and to face challenges with courage and grace. By being disciplined, we not only become more effective in achieving our goals but also align more closely with our true selves. Discipline is about taking control of our lives and steering them in a direction that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. It's about realizing that every small action, every daily habit, contributes to the larger tapestry of our lives. By embracing Stoic principles of discipline, we can navigate life's unpredictability with strength and purpose, creating a life of meaning and fulfillment. Number 3, do not suffer in advance. Seneca wisely observed, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." This insight illuminates a common human experience. Much of our suffering is self-inflicted, born from our minds projecting fears and worst-case scenarios that may never come to pass. Consider how often we let our thoughts drift to the future, concocting elaborate stories about what might happen. These imagined fears can vary, from worrying about an upcoming presentation at work to fretting over potential health issues or agonizing about financial stability. While some level of preparation and foresight is prudent, allowing these fears to dominate our thoughts leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety. Stoicism teaches us to anchor ourselves in the present moment, dealing with challenges as they arise rather than being weighed down by hypothetical troubles. Marcus Aurelius offers a powerful remedy for this type of anticipatory suffering. In his Meditations, he writes, "Do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Do not assemble in your mind the many and varied troubles which have come to you in the past and will come again in the future." This advice encourages us to break free from the mental habit of bundling past and future worries into one overwhelming burden. Instead, we should focus on the present moment, addressing one issue at a time with calm and clarity. Our minds possess an incredible capacity to create vivid scenarios, and this imagination is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allows us to innovate and dream; on the other, it can lead us down a rabbit hole of fear and anxiety. By adopting Stoic practices, we can learn to master our minds, remain present, and approach life's uncertainties with calmness and strength. The Stoics understood this duality and emphasized the importance of harnessing our imagination for constructive purposes while preventing it from becoming a source of unnecessary suffering. By focusing on what is real and immediate, we can conserve our mental energy for dealing with actual problems rather than imagined ones. Another crucial aspect of avoiding suffering in advance is cultivating an attitude of acceptance toward uncertainty. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable. Trying to control every outcome is not only impossible but also a source of constant frustration. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the reality that uncertainty is a fundamental part of existence. This acceptance doesn't imply passivity or resignation. Rather, It means acknowledging what we cannot change and focusing our efforts on what we can influence. As the Serenity Prayer wisely puts it, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Incorporating this Stoic mindset into our daily lives can transform how we handle stress and anxiety when faced with uncertainty or potential challenges. Remind yourself of Seneca's wisdom: we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Take a deep breath and bring your focus back to the present moment. Ask yourself, what can I do right now that is constructive and within my control? This simple shift in perspective can alleviate much of the unnecessary suffering and allow you to approach life's uncertainties with greater calm and balance. Number 4, stop wasting time. Seneca captured this sentiment perfectly when he wrote, "Putting things off is the biggest waste of life." This powerful statement challenges us to reflect on how often we procrastinate, delay, or squander precious moments on activities that add little to no value to our lives. In a world filled with endless distractions, this Stoic advice is more relevant than ever. Consider the modern conveniences and technologies designed to save us time. Yet ironically, they often become the very things that consume it. Social media, streaming services, and instant messaging can easily devour hours of our day if we're not mindful. While these tools can offer relaxation and connection, it's essential to recognize when they are pulling us away from more meaningful pursuits. Seneca's wisdom urges us to take a hard look at how we spend our time and to reclaim it for activities that truly matter. Procrastination, often called the thief of time, is another significant obstacle. It's that nagging habit of delaying tasks, convincing ourselves that tomorrow will be a better day to start. But as the Stoics remind us, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say, and think." This poignant reminder of life's impermanence should motivate us to act with urgency and purpose. Today, reflect on the impact of procrastination on your goals. When we delay working on our aspirations, we not only hinder our progress but also diminish our potential achievements. Each day we postpone, we lose a day that could have been used to move closer to our dreams. The Stoic approach is to begin living at once, treating each day as if it were our last, fully embracing the present moment. This mindset helps us focus on what needs to be done now, rather than what can be put off until later. Another key aspect of stopping time wastage is prioritization. Stoicism teaches us to discern what is truly important and to dedicate our time and energy accordingly. This means identifying our core values and aligning our daily actions with them. For example, if personal growth is a priority, we might allocate time for reading, learning new skills, or engaging in reflective practices like journaling or meditation. If relationships are a key value, we should invest time in meaningful conversations and connections with loved ones. By prioritizing what matters most, we ensure that our time is spent on activities that enrich our lives and align with our deeper purpose. Moreover, stopping the waste of time involves being mindful of how we approach our daily tasks. It's about cultivating a sense of presence and intention in everything we do. Rather than mindlessly going through the motions, the Stoics encourage us to be fully engaged in our activities, whether working on a project, exercising, or spending time with family. This level of mindfulness not only enhances productivity but also increases our overall sense of fulfillment. When we are truly present, we can extract more meaning and satisfaction from our experiences, making our time feel well spent. The Stoic practice of memento mori, or reflecting on mortality, can also be a powerful motivator to stop wasting time. By contemplating the finite nature of our lives, we gain a clearer perspective on what is truly important. This reflection doesn't need to be morbid. Instead, it can inspire us to live more fully and intentionally. When we acknowledge that our time is limited, we become more aware of the choices we make and more determined to make each moment count. Eliminating time-wasting habits requires a conscious effort to set boundaries and create a structured routine. This might mean setting specific times for checking emails or social media, dedicating blocks of time to focused work, and ensuring that we allocate time for rest and rejuvenation. A well-structured routine helps us stay on track and prevents us from drifting into aimless activities. By being intentional with our schedule, we can maximize our productivity and ensure that our time is used effectively. However, let's not forget the importance of taking breaks and allowing ourselves time to rest. While it's crucial to avoid wasting time, it's equally important to recognize that rest and relaxation are not wastes of time. When done purposefully, they can enhance our capacity for focused and meaningful work. The Stoics believed in balance and moderation, understanding that a well-rested mind is better equipped to handle life's challenges. So, schedule your downtime just as you would any important task, and use it to recharge both your mind and body. Number 5. Control your emotions. Emotions are an integral part of the human experience. They add richness and depth to our lives, but they can also be overwhelming and disruptive if not properly managed. The Stoics recognize that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. ***. This ability to choose our response is where true freedom lies. ***. Seneca emphasized this when he said, "He who is brave is free." Bravery, in this context, refers to the courage to confront our emotions directly and to master them rather than be controlled by them. A practical way to manage emotions is through the practice of mindfulness. By becoming more aware of our thoughts and feelings as they emerge, we can create a space between stimulus and response. This gap allows us to choose how we want to react, instead of being carried away by our initial emotional impulses. For instance, if someone says something hurtful, instead of reacting immediately with anger or defensiveness, we can take a moment to breathe, observe our feelings, and respond calmly and thoughtfully. This mindful approach is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy and can lead to more harmonious interactions and a greater sense of inner peace. Another Stoic technique for managing emotions is cognitive distancing, which involves viewing our emotions from a detached perspective. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself that his mind had the power to separate itself from negative emotions. He wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes. The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By viewing emotions as temporary states rather than defining characteristics, we can lessen their hold on us. This perspective helps us recognize that while emotions are natural, they do not have to control our actions or dictate our mood. The Stoics also stressed the importance of examining the stories we tell ourselves. Often, our emotional reactions are based on the narratives we construct about our experiences. For example, if we fail at a task, we might tell ourselves a story that we are incompetent or doomed to fail again in the future. These narratives can intensify negative emotions and lead to unnecessary suffering. Instead, the Stoics encourage us to challenge these stories and replace them with more constructive ones. For example, rather than viewing failure as a reflection of our worth, we can see it as a learning opportunity and a step toward growth. Emotional regulation is not about suppressing or ignoring our feelings, it's about understanding and managing them in a healthy way. The Stoics valued rationality and reason as tools for navigating emotions. By engaging our rational mind, we can assess our feelings and determine the most appropriate course of action. This doesn't mean disregarding emotions, but rather integrating them into our decision-making process in a balanced and thoughtful manner. Consider the role of self-compassion in emotional regulation. The Stoics advocated for kindness and understanding toward oneself, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and experiences emotional turmoil. By practicing self-compassion, we can navigate our emotions more easily and reduce the self-criticism that often accompanies negative feelings. This gentle approach allows us to process emotions without getting stuck in them. Another key element of controlling emotions is focusing on what is within your control. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. This principle is encapsulated in the Serenity Prayer: "Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference." By directing our energy toward what we can influence, we can avoid the frustration and helplessness that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. This focus on internal control empowers us to manage our emotions more effectively and maintain a sense of agency in our lives. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool for emotional regulation. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the good things in his life to counterbalance negative emotions. By regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of our lives, we can shift our focus away from what's lacking or troubling and toward what brings us joy and fulfillment. This practice can create a more positive emotional baseline, making it easier to manage challenging emotions when they arise. It's also crucial to recognize the value of emotional resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from adversity. The Stoics believed that facing and overcoming challenges strengthens both our character and emotional fortitude. Seneca noted, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." By embracing challenges and viewing them as opportunities for growth, we can build resilience and become more adept at handling difficult emotions. This resilience enables us to recover more quickly from setbacks and maintain our emotional balance. Number 6. Focus on how far you can still go. Imagine your life as a journey along a winding path. While it's natural to glance back at the distance you've already covered, the essence of Stoic wisdom lies in focusing on the road ahead. Each step you take propels you further along your unique path, full of opportunities for growth, learning, and discovery. By focusing on how far you can still go, you open yourself to the possibilities that lie ahead. Instead of being weighed down by past experiences, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Do not assemble in your mind the many and varied troubles which have come to you in the past and will come again in the future." This advice encourages us to live in the present and focus on the next steps we can take. By breaking down our journey into manageable parts, we can better appreciate our progress and maintain a forward-looking mindset. Consider the concept of potential. Each of us possesses untapped potential that can only be realized by continuously striving forward. The Stoics believed that every challenge we encounter is an opportunity for growth. Seneca wisely stated, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they become difficult." This powerful reflection invites us to face challenges as stepping stones to even greater achievements, changing the way we approach life's adversities. By focusing our efforts on how much further we can progress, we develop an unshakable mindset of resilience and determination. Seeing obstacles not as insurmountable barriers but as valuable opportunities to enhance our skills and evolve is essential for continuous growth. While it's important to reflect on past successes and failures, it's equally crucial not to let those experiences limit our view of the future. Success can, at times, foster a false sense of security, leading to complacency, while failure can plunge us into feelings of defeat and demotivation. However, Stoicism teaches us to draw lessons from both success and failure, while keeping our eyes fixed on what lies ahead. Every new day presents itself as a fresh opportunity to move forward, to apply what we have learned, and to come closer to achieving our goals. This perspective drives us to remain dynamic, resilient, and always ready for the next step in our journey. By keeping our gaze on the horizon, we avoid being trapped in the past and remain open to the endless possibilities for growth and personal fulfillment that await us in the future. Number 7. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a fundamental principle in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of being grateful for what we have, rather than dwelling on what we lack. When we cultivate gratitude, we shift our focus from external desires to internal satisfaction. This practice allows us to appreciate the small moments and gifts in life that often go unnoticed. By regularly reflecting on what we're thankful for, we develop a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. Gratitude also helps build resilience in difficult times. Even when facing adversity, there are always things we can be grateful for, whether it's the lessons we learn from challenges or the support of loved ones. This Stoic perspective reminds us that happiness is not tied to material possessions or external circumstances, but rather to our ability to appreciate what we have at any given moment. Number 8. Practice self-control. Self-control is at the core of Stoic philosophy. The ability to regulate our desires, impulses, and emotions is what sets us apart from being governed by external forces. Epictetus taught that we should not be ruled by pleasures or fears, but by reason. Practicing self-control means choosing moderation, even when indulgence is tempting. For instance, resisting short-term gratification for long-term benefits is a hallmark of Stoic discipline. Whether it's controlling our diet, managing our spending, or keeping calm in stressful situations, self-control empowers us to live in harmony with our values. By practicing self-discipline, we free ourselves from being controlled by external circumstances and become the masters of our own lives. Number 9. Embrace change. The Stoics understood that change is inevitable and that resisting it only leads to suffering. Heraclitus famously said, "The only constant in life is change." Marcus Aurelius echoed this idea, urging us to accept change as a natural part of life. Whether it's the changing of seasons, relationships, or life circumstances, Stoicism teaches us to adapt rather than resist. Embracing change means letting go of the need for control over every aspect of our lives and trusting in the natural flow of events. It involves accepting the impermanence of all things, including our own lives. When we learn to welcome change, we become more flexible, resilient, and capable of navigating life's uncertainties with grace and wisdom. Number 10. Live with purpose. Finally, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living with purpose. Every action we take should align with our core values and contribute to a greater sense of meaning. Seneca often reminded us that life is short, and we should not waste it on trivial pursuits. Instead, we should focus on what truly matters and live in accordance with our highest principles. Living with purpose means setting goals that reflect who we are at our core, rather than chasing superficial success or societal expectations. It's about pursuing excellence in all aspects of life, whether it's in our work, relationships, or personal growth. When we live with intention and purpose, we not only find fulfillment but also contribute positively to the world around us. By integrating these Stoic lessons, gratitude, self-control, embracing change, and living with purpose, we can navigate life with wisdom, strength, and inner peace. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow, improve, and align more closely with the person we aspire to be. Conclusion: subscribe to our channel now to stay connected with more valuable insights like these and take the next step in mastering your own life with Stoic wisdom. The wisdom of Stoicism, immortalized by thinkers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, teaches us that true strength comes from within. By adopting the principles of courage, discipline, gratitude, self-control, and acceptance of life's uncertainties, we gain the ability to navigate the world with greater clarity and resilience. Stoic philosophy invites us to focus on what is within our control and let go of the anxiety that comes from trying to manage what lies beyond our influence. Each of the lessons presented challenges us to live more intentionally, pursue continuous growth, and remain focused on what truly matters. Whether it's daily decisions, inevitable changes, or the complex emotions we face, Stoicism offers a path to serenity and balance, helping us live a life of purpose and meaning. Ultimately, by internalizing these teachings, we can transform our perspective on difficulties, see challenges as opportunities, and use every experience as a stepping stone toward becoming wiser, more resilient, and more fulfilled versions of ourselves. By living with purpose, we cultivate a life of depth, wisdom, and true freedom.